What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Sean from 4JLU, for Geeks Like You, and I'm here to give you my review on Pain and Gain.
I'm hot! I'm big! No! No!
My name is Daniel Lugo, and I believe in fitness. All this began because it was time to push myself harder.
Oh, there you go, yes!
Otherwise, I was looking at another 40 years of wearing sweatpants to work.
So the story is about three bodybuilders, Daniel Lugo, Adrian Dorbo, and Paul Doyle. And they go into kidnapping Victor Kershaw, who comes off as a rich asshole. And, the story starts off with Daniel Lugo. He's basically an underdog, and, he wants more out of life, and he meets Victor Kershaw, and he's like, hey, you know what, this guy is pretty much a douche. I'm going to take everything from this guy and keep it for myself. But I'm going to kidnap him, put a crew together, which is Doorball and Doyle, and we're not going to hurt him. We're just going to kidnap him, get him to sign a couple of papers, and that'll be that. We'll send him off on his way. But things don't go that way. No. Because these guys are idiots. The acting was overall good. The spotlight was spread amongst Dwayne Johnson, Mark Wahlberg, and Anthony Mackie. Now, there were some side characters like Ed Harris, who didn't come into the film until like the second half. And I mean like the later second half, like maybe like 30 minutes towards the ending. Ed Harris came in and I was like, really? Like they throw him in at the last couple of minutes? Tony Shalhoub's character, Victor Kershaw, was forgettable. And then you have Miss Rebel Wilson. And no. But overall, there were, like I said, the main three characters, Wahlberg, Johnson, and Mackie, did have a lot of screen time, character development, and they were fleshed out a bit. But Ed Harris's character and Shalhoub and Wilson, again, they were forgettable. One of the main things that I like is that all three actors, Wahlberg, Johnson, and Mackie, got to share in the spotlight. There wasn't just one main focus character in this film, and I definitely like that. The second thing is that there was comedy in this film, and and for the scenes that the comedy worked for, I really did enjoy. I did laugh at those scenes. The third thing that I really liked about this film is that they made Mark Wahlberg's character relatable in some aspects. Like, you're at the bottom, you're at rock bottom, and you feel like there's nowhere left to go, and you just want to take everything. You want this thing so much that you would do anything for it, and that's what Wahlberg's character Daniel Lugo did. He definitely went the wrong way about handling that situation, but it made him relatable and down to earth a bit. It wasn't just like, one day I got up in the morning and I was like, yeah, I want to take things from this guy. He had a reason. It was a wrong reason, but he did have a reason to do it. And I did like that they made him a relatable character in this film. So one of my main dislikes was that the film relied too much on comedy to basically keep it moving forward. Even the scenes that dealt with the torture of Victor Kershaw or his real life counterpart Mark Schiller just didn't really feel good, man. Like, it didn't feel right. Like, this guy is really being tortured. This did happen in real life. So to add some comedy to these scenes really didn't fit what was happening on screen. I just felt like it didn't link up. It didn't feel right. Now, my second problem was that it felt like they just threw Dwayne Johnson in this film just because he's Dwayne Johnson. He didn't really fit the character well. The real guy's name is George Delgado, and George Delgado doesn't look anything like The Rock. Does that mean anything? No. I'm just throwing it out there because they could have went with a different actor, or they could have definitely went a different route with this film in whole. But they went with Dwayne Johnson. Now, the scenes that Dwayne Johnson was in, some of them were funny. That pulled away from the torturing scene. They were funny, but overall, I just felt like he shouldn't have been in the film. Like he just wasn't necessary. I also didn't like that they didn't really focus on Ed Harris's character. Like, he just had like a little bit of background. Like, hey, yeah, I'm a detective, and my father was a detective, and my grandfather was a detective. I come from a line of detectives, and that was it. And he was in, like, Ed Harris was in, like, 5 scenes, and it was during the second half of the film, and I'm like, that was such a waste. Ed Harris is such a good actor, and yet and still they just threw him in, like, 5 scenes? No! And Tony Shalhoub's character just, again, relied too much on comedy. I mean, for a guy that's being tortured, has went through so much, for him to just be saying like little wisecracks or one-liners just didn't feel right. Those are my main dislikes of this film. Overall, I felt that Michael Bay did a really good job with this film. I do feel that the film was lacking because it did rely too much on comedy, or certain events in the film really didn't unfold right, because they had so much comedy attached to them. So it sort of took me out of that event that was happening on screen. But Michael Bay really did a good job with this film. This is his best work in a really, really, really long time, at least in my opinion, since Bad Boys and The Rock. Those films right there are great Michael Bay films. If you haven't seen them, check them out. But I feel that this film right here, Pain and Gain, is his comeback into actually doing good films until he touches Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But who knows what's going to happen with that. But overall, I felt that this film was good. At the end of the day, everybody did some real good acting. Dwayne Johnson's character was funny. Mark Wahlberg did a really good job. Anthony Mackie did a good job. And Tony Shalhoub, he did a good job, sort of. But the real main star in this film, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say, would have to be Mark Wahlberg's character and his portrayal of Daniel Lugo. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5 stars. And, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I definitely recommend this film. Definitely check it out Friday. It comes out Friday. I went to an advanced screening, so that's how I was able to see it. But definitely check it out. I wouldn't go see it twice since I saw it already. But I do feel that it was a good film, and Michael Bay should get some credit, definitely, for this film, for bringing out such a good film. If you guys want to check out the real story or read up on it, you can definitely check out Mark Schiller's book. Or you can check out videos on YouTube. They definitely have some background on the story. But overall, Pain and Gain, 4 out of 5 stars for me. Guys, this is Sean from 4GLU, 4 Geeks Like You. Stay tuned for more reviews, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Have a good one.